Hey, what is up, everyone? Thanks for tuning in. I have my son, Luca, joining me in this YouTube video today. It's a little tough to make YouTube videos independently when you have a baby. So I'm going to go ahead and just try this out with him and see how it goes. So as you can tell by the title of this video, we're going to go ahead and talk about Brock Purdy. Just a quick disclaimer, I am a 49er fan. I really do love the team. Been a Niner fan for forever. You can probably tell by that football that I'm a fan. So anyways, let's go ahead and just kind of get into this video. Brock Purdy, right? He's gone 8-0, which is great. Hasn't thrown any picks this season. I think it goes back to, I can't remember exactly which game last season. But anyways, for the sake of my memory, he hasn't thrown a pick so far this season. His numbers are looking good. Go look it up. His ratings, as far as comparing to other quarterbacks, is really good. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, so I'm not going to go into the statistics. But I wanted to specifically talk about how the sports media, the ones that cover football and stuff like that, how some of them still aren't giving Brock Purdy the credit that he deserves, right? I'm not going to go ahead and name specific news sport outlets, but you can probably guess some of them. And for the ones that aren't giving him the credit that I believe he deserves, it's not all of them the show, but some of them for sure. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of give you my rundown from kind of beginning to end as to how I think this whole not giving Brock Purdy the credit he deserves, for the ones that aren't, how dumb it really sounds. So bear with me. So it all started off when he came in and took over for Jimmy G against Miami last season, right? Brock Purdy comes in. He beats Miami. Okay, we're not going to go into details. Okay, great. Good for him. News outlet, from what I remember, the sports media is like, oh, you know, he performed well. You know, beginner's luck. No one really knows him. Miami wasn't prepared for him. Okay, cool, fair enough. Then he goes and plays the Buccaneers, right? Tom Brady's never lost to a rookie quarterback, blah, 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 big game. Awesome, cool, all right. As we know, Buccaneers weren't doing so hot at the time, but here we go. So Brock Purdy beats them, and now the argument is, okay, well, he had his first NFL start, but, you know, it's still kind of early. You know, let's see how he does for his next upcoming games, right? So then, fast forward, he wins the remaining regular season games that he has. I can't remember how many were after that Buccaneers game, but it was towards the end of the season. And he's undefeated, right? Okay, now the argument is, okay, well, let's see how he does in the playoffs. You know, big stage, big lights. He's going up against a divisional opponent, the Seattle Seahawks. You know, let's see how he does. Which I already, you know, they're probably doubting him, right? Boom. He goes, beats the Seahawks. And I think I don't remember the score, but it was a pretty good game for the Niners, if I remember correctly. Okay, now it's the Cowboys, you know, okay. Now we're talking about an NFC rival, right? A lot of history between these two teams. You know, okay, well, let's see how he does against the Cowboys. You know, Micah Parsons was starting to make a name for himself, and, you know, great defense. Let's see how he does. Beats the Cowboys. Granted, it wasn't a pretty game. I'm not saying Brock Purdy was lights out. But at the end of the day, he's the quarterback, right? You know, he can easily mess it up for the team and throw picks and screw the whole thing up. But he didn't, right? They beat the Cowboys. Give the man credit. So now, oh, well, let's see how he does against Eagles, the best team in the NFC. You know, let's see what he does. Okay, he hurts his arm very early in the game. His season's over. Niners lose. It's over, right? Okay, fast forward, off season. Oh, well, you know, it's a serious injury. Let's see how he does post-surgery. You know, Let's see when he gets back out there. Let's see, you know, if he still has it. Maybe let's see if his arm is any good still. You know, they're basically doubting that. Now, I don't want to say that they're necessarily doubting him, but you can tell there's a level of, you know, hey, does this guy have what it takes still after this injury? What does he do week 1 against Steelers? The Niners demolished the Steelers, right? And I know it was week 1. I understand that teams are still trying to figure things out in week 1. Trust me, I get it. But still, it was the Steelers at Steelers home. It's not easy. The Steelers, they're not a joke. Like, they're a good team, right? So, and I know Kenny Pickett's still kind of fresh, but still, it was the Steelers, man. They got good players. And then, you know, he wins game 2. He wins game 3. So now, here we are, right? A game before the Cardinals. And what's the media saying? Some of them are giving him credit, which I'll get to in a second. But the ones that aren't, what's the excuse now? Well, I'll tell you what I've heard. Well, you know, let's see how he does in big moments, you know. Like, that was one, like, you know, like, let's see how he does in big moments, if he can come up and make big plays, because, quite frankly, you know, I haven't seen him make, you know, big plays in, like, big moments or something. And at this point, it's like, now you're just making stuff up. Now you're just making stuff up. How are you going to say Brock Purdy has not made big plays? And then the other one, well, you know, like, let's see how he does, you know, like, under pressure. Like, let's see how he responds, like, when the water is, like, really hot. Like, basically, in a big game, under pressure. It's like, dude, the guy has already played in 2 playoff games, or 3 technically, but 2 of which he won. I mean, the water doesn't really get any hotter than that other than the Super Bowl, right? I mean, I don't care who you're playing against in the playoffs. It's the playoffs, man. If you lose, you're done. You're out. Bye. Season over. So how are you going to just say, oh, you know, I want to see how he does when the water's really hot? The guy has played in really hot water. The playoffs are hot water games, you know, if you want to use that kind of metaphor. So at this point, it's just pulling stuff out of their behind because they just can't accept the fact that Brock Purdy is legitimate. Now, on the flip side, there are some that have given him his flowers. I want to say, I will call out names here, from the Rich Eisen show. He's given Brock Purdy credit. Him and one of his guest speakers, Steve, they've given him credit. So thank you for that. And then also, I forget his name, but he's from the NFL Network. He's the one saying that Brock Purdy is like an AI robot and stuff. He's basically complimenting robot because he knows he's good. So there are some that are giving Brock Purdy his credit. But then there's some that just can't believe it. And the reason why is because he's a 7th round pick, very last pick in the draft. Everyone passed up on him. And then the Niners picked him as the very last pick. That's why. If Brock Purdy was a 1st round pick and he did what he was doing now, they would accept that he's a legitimate, really good quarterback because you expect a 1st rounder to perform this way. He's delivering. You expect him to deliver. Maybe not his rookie season, but you expect him to deliver. But the fact that it's Brock Purdy, some of them have a hard time accepting this. And it really is sad. But anyways, I know Brock Purdy's going to continue to show out. And yeah, guys, let me know what you think about this video. Comment down below and let me know what you think about Brock Purdy. Again, I told you I'd probably come off kind of biased because I am a Niner fan and I probably sound a little worked up. But hey, man, like, I pay attention to the sports media when they talk about football. I enjoy watching clips about the Niners and listening to them talk about the Niners, to be honest. And then I just come across these things and I thought I'd speak on it a little bit. But anyways, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one.